Li Shen stood beneath the thundering waterfall. Cold water crashed upon his young shoulders. It was a daily ritual, a test of endurance, a path to inner peace. The monastery of Hidden Jade demanded much. Discipline was its foundation. Balance was its highest teaching. Li Shen breathed deeply. The roar of the water was a song to him. It washed away distractions. It cleared his mind for the ancient martial forms he practiced. His movements were fluid, yet powerful. Each strike, each block, a testament to years of training. He was a part of the water, the rock, the mountain itself. His days were simple. Meditation at dawn, rigorous training under the watchful eyes of the masters, calligraphy in the afternoon, learning the wisdom of old texts. The monastery was his world, a sanctuary nestled high in the mist-laden peaks. Far from the chaos of the lands below, here life flowed like a gentle stream, predictable, calm. Li Shen sought not glory, he sought understanding. The way of the Jade Fist was not about fighting, it was about protecting, it was about maintaining the delicate equilibrium of life itself. The elders saw his potential, his spirit was pure. The air in the training grounds was crisp. The scent of pine and damp earth filled his nostrils. Li Shen moved through his katas. The whispering wind form, the mountain heart stance, each movement precise, each breath controlled. He felt the energy of the earth beneath his feet. He felt the sky above his head. He was a conduit between them, a student of the great balance. The waterfall continued its endless cascade, a constant reminder of nature's power and of the persistence required to master oneself. He was content in this secluded world, his focus unwavering. Master Wei, his primary instructor, often watched him from afar. The old master's eyes held a deep wisdom, a gentle approval. He rarely spoke words of praise. A nod was enough, a subtle adjustment to a stance. Li Shen understood. Words were fleeting. True learning came from within, from dedication, from the relentless pursuit of perfection. Not a harsh perfection, but a harmonious one. The waterfall's roar was a constant companion, a teacher in its own right. It taught of yielding and of unyielding strength. Li Shen was ready, or so he thought. The peace of the monastery of Hidden Jade was shattered, like a mirror struck by a stone. General Zhao returned. He was once a promising disciple, bright, ambitious. But his heart had soured. He craved power, not balance. He had left the monastery years ago. He sought strength in the world of men. He found it in warfare, in conquest. Now his shadow fell upon the sacred gates. His armor was black. His eyes burned with a cold fire. He was no longer a seeker of wisdom. He was a taker, a destroyer of peace. Zhao did not come alone. He brought soldiers, hardened warriors, their faces grim, their weapons sharp. They stormed the monastery grounds. The monks, men of peace, were no match for such brutality. Zhao strode past them, his gaze fixed on the Hall of Ancestors. There, the scroll of infinite flow was kept, a sacred artifact. It contained the deepest secrets of their art, the essence of true balance, not a weapon, but a guide to enlightenment. Zhao saw only power within its ancient script. He believed it would make him invincible, a force beyond any challenge. The head abbot, Master Lin, stood before Zhao, old, frail, but his spirit was strong. "Zhao," he said, his voice trembling but firm, "you were once one of us. Why do you bring this darkness?" Zhao laughed, a harsh, bitter sound. "Darkness? Old man, I bring true strength. Your ways are weak, passive. The world bows to power, not to whispered mantras." He pushed Master Lin aside. The old abbot stumbled, his heart heavy with sorrow. The betrayal cut deeper than any blade. Zhao entered the sacred chamber. He took the scroll. Li Shen heard the commotion. He rushed from his training. He saw the chaos, the fear in his brother's eyes. He saw Zhao emerge, the scroll of infinite flow clutched in his gauntlets. A terrible understanding dawned on Li Shen. This was not just a theft. This was a desecration, a wound to the very soul of their order. Zhao mounted his horse. He looked down at the stunned monks. "The age of balance is over," he declared. "The age of Zhao has begun." With a cruel smile, he rode away, leaving behind a broken monastery and a stolen legacy. Master Wei lay injured. He had tried to stop Zhao. He had used the Jade Fist, but Zhao's martial skill was now twisted, brutal, effective. Master Wei was old. His strength, though refined, could not match Zhao's ruthless power combined with his own formidable training. Li Shen knelt beside his master. Tears welled in his eyes. He felt a storm of emotions: anger, grief, helplessness. The serene monastery grounds were now a scene of disarray, the air thick with the scent of fear and the echo of Zhao's cruel laughter. This was a deep wound. Li Shen, Master Wei whispered. His voice was weak, his breath shallow. Do not let anger consume you. Anger clouds the mind. It disrupts balance. He coughed. A fleck of blood appeared on his lips. Zhao, he has taken a dark path. He misunderstands the scroll. He seeks power, but the scroll teaches harmony, not domination. The master struggled to sit up slightly, his gaze locking with Li Shen's. He knew his time was short. He needed to impart his final lesson, the most important one of all. This was the true test. He placed a trembling hand on Li Shen's arm. You must go after him, my son. You must retrieve the scroll of infinite flow. His eyes, though dimming, held a spark of hope, a belief in his student. Zhao's path leads only to destruction, for himself, for others. The scroll in his hands, it is a danger to the world. Master Wei paused, gathering his strength. Remember your training, remember balance. Not just in combat, but in your heart, in your spirit. This will be your greatest weapon, your truest guide. The journey will be long, perilous. Master Wei's voice faded further. Seek wisdom beyond these walls. The world has many teachers. If you remain open, if you remain humble. He closed his eyes for a moment. Then, with a final effort, he spoke. The scroll. It is not just paper and ink. It is a living essence. It will guide you too, if you are worthy. Go now, Li Shen. Restore the balance. His hand fell limp. Master Wei, the guardian of the Jade Fist, was gone. Li Shen's heart ached, but a new resolve hardened within him. He would not fail. Li Shen left the monastery the next dawn. The mountains were shrouded in mist, silent witnesses to his sorrow and his new purpose. He carried little, a simple staff, a small satchel of food. The teachings of Master Wei echoed in his mind. Seek wisdom beyond these walls. He did not know where Zhao had gone, only that he had headed north, towards the more populated, chaotic lands. Li Shen walked. His steps were heavy at first, but with each mile his resolve grew stronger. He was no longer just a disciple, he was a guardian. His path led him into a vast bamboo forest. The stalks rose like green spears. They swayed in the wind, creating a whispering sound. It was a place of secrets, of hidden paths. Li Shen felt a strange energy here, different from the monastery, wild, untamed. He remembered stories of hermits, wise men and women who lived in such places, detached from the world, but deeply connected to its essence. He hoped to find guidance, a clue, anything to help him on his quest. The forest was dense. It was easy to get lost. After days of walking, he stumbled upon a small clearing. A simple hut stood there, made of bamboo and mud. Smoke curled from its roof. An old woman sat outside. Her face was a roadmap of wrinkles. Her eyes were bright, sharp, like a forest bird. She was weaving a basket, her fingers nimble, despite her age. She looked up as Li Shen approached. No surprise in her gaze, as if she had been expecting him. You carry a heavy burden, young monk, she said. Her voice was like the rustling bamboo leaves, soft yet clear. The old woman, known only as Grandmother Willow, listened to Li Shen's story. She nodded slowly. Zhao, I have heard whispers of him. A man drunk on ambition. He seeks to bend the world to his will. But the world, like bamboo, bends best with the wind, not against it. She offered Li Shen tea, brewed from the forest herbs. It was bitter, but strangely calming. To find him, you must learn to listen, not just with your ears, but with your whole being. The forest speaks, if you are quiet enough to hear. She taught him to move like a shadow among the bamboo, to read the signs of nature, to find stillness in motion. Leaving the bamboo forest, Li Shen felt a subtle shift within him. Grandmother Willow's teachings on stillness and listening had opened new pathways in his mind. His journey now followed the course of a wide, meandering river. The Silver Serpent River, they called it. Its waters flowed sometimes gently, sometimes with great force, a constant reminder of nature's changing moods and of the need for adaptability. He watched fishermen cast their nets, their movements patient, rhythmic. They understood the river's currents. They worked with them, not against them. This was another form of balance. One evening, as the sun dipped below the horizon, painting the sky in hues of orange and purple, Li Shen sought passage across a particularly wide stretch of the river. He found an old ferryman. His name was Bo. His skin was leathery from years on the water. His arms were strong, corded with muscle. Bo regarded Li Shen with kind eyes. A monk far from his temple, Bo observed. The river carries many stories. What is yours? Li Shen, remembering Grandmother Willow's advice to be open, shared his quest. Bo listened, his gaze fixed on the flowing water. Bo agreed to take him across. As they poled the small raft, the river was calm, reflecting the moonlight. This river, Bo said, his voice a low rumble. She is a great teacher. She can be gentle like a mother, or ferocious like a dragon. To navigate her, one must not fight her, one must understand her flow, feel her pulse. He showed Li Shen how to use the pole, not with brute force, but with subtle shifts of weight, guiding the raft, using the river's own energy. Your martial arts, Bo mused. Do they flow like water, or are they rigid like stone? Li Shen spent several days with Bo, not just crossing the river, but learning from it. Bo taught him a unique form of staff fighting, based on the movements of poling a boat. It was about redirection, about using an opponent's momentum against them. It was fluid, unpredictable, like the river itself. Li Shen practiced on the riverbank, his staff an extension of his arms, dancing with the currents of air. He learned to yield, to adapt, to find strength in flexibility. The river's wisdom seeped into his being, changing him, preparing him. He was grateful for this unexpected master. The river led Li Shen to the foothills of the Dragon's Tooth Mountains, a formidable range, its peaks jagged, lost in the clouds. Locals whispered that Zhao had established a stronghold somewhere high up, a place where he could study the scroll of infinite flow and build his power undisturbed. The ascent was treacherous, narrow paths, loose scree, icy winds. Each step was a challenge, a test of endurance, and of the lessons Li Shen had learned. The stillness from the bamboo forest, the flow from the river. Now the mountain demanded unyielding strength. He climbed for days. The air grew thin, the world below a distant memory. He felt isolated, alone, but not defeated. He remembered Master Wei's words about balance and spirit. He focused on his breathing, on each handhold, each foothold. The mountain was indifferent to his struggle. It was ancient, immovable. It taught a harsh lesson: humility, perseverance. One evening, seeking shelter from a blizzard, he found a cave. Inside, a fire burned. An old monk sat meditating. His robes were patched, his face serene. He was Master Jian, a recluse who had sought enlightenment in the mountain's embrace. Master Jian was a scholar of ancient texts, and a master of internal energy. Qi, he saw the turmoil in Li Shen, the unresolved grief, the burden of his quest. The mountain tests the body, Master Jian said, his voice calm amidst the howling wind. But the true challenge lies within, your mind, your spirit. Zhao seeks external power, from the scroll, from armies. But true power, lasting power, comes from inner cultivation, from the harmony of mind, body, and spirit. He sensed the Jade Fist lineage in Li Shen. Master Jian did not teach Li Shen new fighting forms. Instead, he taught him methods of meditation, to focus his qi, to calm the storms within his heart. He taught him about the deeper meanings hidden in the scroll of infinite flow. Not just martial techniques, but philosophical insights. The interconnectedness of all things, the cyclical nature of existence. Zhao sees only the surface, Master Jian explained. The characters, the movements. He does not see the spirit of the scroll, the wisdom of balance it truly contains. Li Shen listened. He absorbed. The mountain was a stern teacher, but its lessons were profound. He felt a new clarity, a deeper strength. Guided by Master Jian's insights and his own sharpened senses, Li Shen finally located Zhao's fortress. It was a grim structure, carved into the side of a high forbidding peak. Its walls were dark stone, banners bearing Zhao's stark insignia. A coiled black serpent flapped ominously in the biting wind. The fortress radiated an aura of fear, of oppression. This was not a place of harmony. It was a monument to one man's twisted ambition. Guards patrolled the ramparts, their faces hard, their loyalty bought with promises of power and plunder. The balance here was broken. Li Shen observed the fortress for 2 days. From a hidden vantage point, he studied the guard patterns, the layout of the defenses. He used the stealth taught by Grandmother Willow, the patience learned from Bo the ferryman, the inner stillness cultivated with Master Jian. He needed to enter unseen, to reach Zhao, to confront him. The thought of the scroll of infinite flow in Zhao's hands, its wisdom being perverted, fueled his determination. He knew Zhao would be strong, stronger than before, likely empowered by his misinterpretation of the scroll's secrets. The air around the fortress felt heavy, stifling, as if the mountain itself recoiled from Zhao's presence. Li Shen could sense the imbalance Zhao was creating, not just in this place, but potentially, if unchecked, in the wider world. The scroll was a powerful tool. In the right hands, it brought enlightenment. In the wrong hands, it could bring untold chaos. Master Wei's final words echoed in his heart. Restore the balance. This was more than just retrieving an artifact. It was about stopping a dangerous ideology from spreading. It was about protecting the true essence of their teachings. On the third night, under the cloak of a moonless sky, Li Shen made his move. He moved like a whisper through the shadows, his senses heightened. Every sound, every gust of wind guided him. He avoided patrols with an almost preternatural skill. The training from his varied mentors now converged, creating a warrior who was more than just a sum of his parts. He was focused. He was ready. His heart was calm, but resolute. He was the last hope for the scroll of infinite flow, the last fist of Jade, striking for balance. Li Shen found Zhao in the fortress's central chamber. The room was vast, lit by flickering braziers. The scroll of infinite flow lay open on a large stone table. Zhao stood before it, his back to the entrance. He seemed to be absorbing its energy. A dark aura pulsed around him. He had changed. He was larger, more menacing. His power felt raw, uncontrolled. "So the little monk has come," Zhao said without turning. His voice boomed, resonating with a dangerous power. "Did you enjoy your journey? Did your pathetic masters teach you anything new?" "They taught me enough," Li Shen replied, his voice steady, calm. "They taught me that true strength is not about domination. It is about balance," Zhao laughed. Balance is for the weak. The scroll has shown me true power, the power to command, to conquer." He lunged. His movements were incredibly fast, brutish, each strike packed with immense force. He fought with a corrupted version of the Jade Fist. Powerful, but lacking grace, lacking harmony. It was all aggression, all imbalance. The battle began. It was a clash of philosophies, embodied in combat. Zhao's attacks were like a raging storm, unrelenting, destructive. Li Shen moved like water, like wind, yielding, redirecting, using Bo's river staff techniques with his simple wooden staff. He employed Grandmother Willow's evasiveness. He maintained the inner calm Master Jian had taught him. He did not try to match Zhao's brute force. Instead, he sought openings, weaknesses created by Zhao's own reckless power. The chamber echoed with the sounds of their struggle. The clang of staff against Zhao's armored fists. The roar of Zhao's fury. Li Shen felt the teachings of the scroll, not as Zhao saw them, but as Master Wei and Master Jian understood them. It was about the flow of energy, the harmony between opposites, yin and yang. Zhao's power, though immense, was rigid, brittle. Li Shen, through his balanced approach, began to find an advantage. He was not just fighting Zhao, he was fighting Zhao's twisted interpretation of the sacred art. He moved with the grace of a dancer, the precision of a scholar, and the spirit of a true guardian. The fate of the scroll, and perhaps much more, hung in the balance of this desperate, dramatic fight. The battle raged. Zhao, fueled by his misconstrued power from the scroll, seemed tireless. Yet his attacks grew wilder, more desperate. Li Shen remained centered, his movements precise. He saw the flaw in Zhao's approach. All power, no control, all aggression, no understanding. Using a technique that combined the fluidity of water with the unyielding nature of the mountain, Li Shen found his opening. He disarmed Zhao, not with a killing blow, but with a perfectly timed strike that sent Zhao's weapon flying. Then, with a swift, flowing movement, he struck a series of pressure points. Zhao crumpled, his dark aura flickered and then dissolved. Zhao lay on the ground, defeated, not by superior strength, but by superior balance. Li Shen approached the stone table. He carefully rolled up the scroll of infinite flow. Its touch felt familiar, comforting, like an old friend. He looked at Zhao. There was no triumph in his eyes, only a quiet sorrow. "You sought power, Zhao," Li Shen said softly, "but you forgot wisdom. You forgot discipline. You forgot the harmony that gives true strength. Zhao looked away, shame and confusion warring on his face. Perhaps a seed of understanding had been planted. Li Shen left him there, his fate to be decided by others or by his own conscience. Li Shen returned to the monastery of Hidden Jade. The journey back was one of reflection. He carried the scroll not as a trophy, but as a responsibility. The monastery was still damaged, but the spirits of the monks were not broken. They greeted him with quiet joy, with renewed hope. The rebuilding began, not just of stone and wood, but of spirit, of purpose. Li Shen, guided by the wisdom he had gained, helped lead the efforts. He shared the lessons from Grandmother Willow, from Bo, from Master Jian. He showed them that wisdom could be found everywhere. The monastery of Hidden Jade slowly healed. It became a place not just of ancient tradition, but of living wisdom. Li Shen, no longer just a disciple, became a teacher. He guided young students under the waterfall. He taught them the forms, but more importantly, he taught them about balance, about discipline, about the connection between inner strength and outer harmony. The scroll of infinite flow was once again secure, its true teachings preserved. Li Shen looked out at the new generation. A sense of peace settled in his heart. The cycle continued. Harmony had been restored. A new dawn had broken. The fist of Jade would protect it.